256 years. He was not a man in a hurry. He wandered the high plateaus of Sichuan, gathering wild herbs as others gathered coins or conquest. He drank spring water as sweet as memory, read the stars like scripture, and moved through the world with the slowness of one who had nowhere to arrive. At 100 years old, when most are carried by others, he was summoned to the Manchurian imperial court, not as a curiosity, but as a master of herbal medicine. There, among silks and ceremony, his cures became whispers through the halls of emperors. He was honored, not for age, but for mastery. But time, like water, does not keep still. He vanished again into the mountains. Until, in 1930, General Yang Sen, a warlord known for might, summoned him to Wanshan. What he saw defied logic. A man past 2.5 centuries, yet upright, sharp-eyed, his nails long as pine needles, his skin smooth as river stones. Yang Sen wrote of him in awe. A Real Record of a 250-year-old Man was the title. The West took notice. Time magazine, the New York Times, they too wanted a glimpse into the impossible. And when they asked him, "What is your secret?" he did not speak of magic. He spoke of simplicity, quiet heart, sit like a tortoise, walk sprightly like a bird, sleep like a dog, eat little, want nothing, no meat, no noise, no desire beyond balance. Each morning he drank goji and ginseng tea, each breath a prayer of harmony between earth and sky. He practiced qigong, not for show, but as a way to let the marrow sing again. He taught the old arts, how to guide the breath, how to empty the self, how to become one with the great returning. Some scoffed, some believed, but in the eyes of those who saw him, there was no doubt, not of math, but of presence, of a man who had become part mountain, part wind, and entirely at peace.
You don't forget the moment when the world's bones rise before you, not when the sky buzzes with warplanes, not when the road coils through mountain shadow, and every breath tastes of exile and gunpowder. My teacher, barely past boyhood, a lieutenant in General Yang's retreat, was riding hard, dust in his teeth, fleeing bombardment that hammered Sichuan valleys, each blast echoing in the stone. And there, where the land begins to climb into myth, they met the old man, stooped beneath a sack of secrets, moving slow along the ancient road that threads up Gongshan. Not just a mountain, the king of Sichuan, Minyankonka, 7,556 meters of ice and cloud, easternmost giant of the earth, always crowned in snow and legend, shrouded by mists that swallow sound. The convoy halted. My teacher leaned out, his words a blend of order and concern. "Old man, ride with us. The climb ahead, no one could survive it on foot." But the old man only smiled, the way mountains do. Indifferent, patient, full of weather and story. He spoke in a hush that somehow traveled through the whine of engines. "Young man, don't be fooled by old bones. Where you drive, I walk. I will be the first to stand atop Gongshan's shoulder." The lieutenant turned to his aide, amused, dismissive. Another story to forget. Engines roared back to life, metal and youth and certainty surging uphill, believing the world is conquered by speed. But Gongshan has always belonged to another rhythm, the slow work of wind and snow, the steps of those who listen to the earth beneath their feet. At the summit, when the mist parted, there he was. The old man, already arrived, not winded, not waiting for applause, but standing as if he'd never left. Some say he was there before the first snow fell. Some say he never climbed at all. He was the mountain itself, timeless, unmoved, watching men pass like clouds. And so the legend rises, not from the shouts of soldiers, but from the silence after, where the mountain's breath is all that remains. Up where the air splits thin, clouds shredding against stone, Li Chin Yuen waits. No speech, just a knuckle-rough gesture. Ku follows, heart banging like a borrowed drum, the old man's sleeve brushing mist. "Come, drink with me." Wild leaves in the wind. Damp moss, thunder crouching somewhere behind the mountain. Tea poured slow, steam snaking in the cold. Time sags, breaks its back, drips between breaths. No language, just the glint in Li's eyes, the soft scrape of clay cups, the heat of a pulse passed from hand to hand. The transmission, not a secret, not a speech, But a seed set under the ribs, a river of light knifing through marrow, the first and only promise, what lives will live again. Ku doesn't just get it, he earns it. Lets it bruise and root inside, old knowledge soaking up like rain in dead grass. Years fall away, oceans slide past. Ku, older, battered by the city's noise, finds me in New York. Astray, half-lost, hungry for a name. His hands teach before his voice does. Incense thick as old sweat, laughter breaking windows at dusk, he unfurls the real scroll, not to hold, but to carry, not to own, but to keep moving. Now I'm the next vessel, the next cut in the chain. From Congo's razor edge to the alleyways and rivers of this city. My lamp burns with what he gave. I pour tea for the broken, offer silence to the thirsty, practice the old, endless art, never letting the river die.